thing that they can rely on, Andre, is the fact that they do run the ball well behind Montario Hardesty.
Yeah, the senior running back has been nothing short of spectacular for Tennessee this season. As Jim Chaney told us yesterday, he's putting together that video resume for the next level. He's been magical, 115 yards a game. He leads the SEC in rushing. He'll have to go and go well today for Tennessee.
A lot of storylines to talk about this afternoon. Lane Kiffin and his Tennessee Volunteer Club 0-2 in the league, so he is seeking his first conference win this afternoon. The 34-year-old coach, youngest in the Football Bowl subdivision. There is Mark 5-4. It's the 39th meeting between these two schools, which goes back to 1899. But how about this? It is the first time since 1937 that neither team is ranked in the AP poll.
It's almost unheard of.
Georgia wins the toss. They defer. Tennessee will receive. And Newkeith Richardson will watch it sail over his head. So Tennessee's offense will come out to the 20-yard line and try to get off to a good start. That has been a problem for the Volunteers this year. Getting off to slow starts, getting behind. Jonathan Crompton, speaking of slow starts, just 2 out of 11 to start the game last week. A lot of people looking at him saying he's got to play better.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He had receivers open and basically threw the football behind him. Talking to the coaching staff, they had 6 drop balls in that game last week. I bet you all 6 were in the first half.
Here we go on first down and 10 from the 20. Play action to Hardesty. Crompton, a lot of time to throw. Pass is caught. Quentin Hancock out to the 37, making the 38-yard line. Brian Evans brings him down, but an 18-yard pickup right out of the gates.
Boy, that's big for Crompton's confidence to start the game early. Nice play action pass, holding the linebackers. Denarius Moore clears it out on the outside and gives Quentin Hancock a big-time hole in which to catch that football in. Big throw and a big catch.
Another play action to Hardesty. Crompton over the middle, wide open, has his tight end down to the 40-yard line. Luke Stocker with his 7th reception of the year. It's another Big Orange first down.
Well, you come into this game if you're Georgia thinking they're going to run the football, so play action. That's going to hold the linebackers, giving him some nice big holes to throw the football through. We talked about Quentin Hancock, the first reception, right behind it, the big tight end, Luke Stocker.
Crompton the last 2 games, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. 23-yard pickup moments ago. First down and 10. Here's Hardesty with his first carry. Look at him breaking some tackles down to the 32-yard line. The safety Evans finally brings him down.
And you see, Dave, how one aspect of the offense changes the other. Play action, you're respecting the run. Now you come back and you actually run the football after throwing it 2 plays in a row. That opens up or makes it a little bit easier for the offensive line.
See our starting lineup above our score there for the Tennessee Volunteers. Hardesty still in at tailback. Second down, and we'll say 3. It's Hardesty off the right side. Breaks a tackle to the 30. Flag comes in, though. Rennie Curran will get credit for the tackle. It's a first down if the play holds, but I think it's right there where an orange jersey, it might have been holding on to a white jersey.
I think it's going to be the center.
Lane Kiffin talked, Andre, so much about just trying to execute, be efficient on offense. These are the things that he says that just are killing this club right now. It looks like Georgia player jumped into the neutral zone. Jeff Owens might have gotten a head start.
Yeah, that's right there.
Had a ton of sacks, 4 sacks, or excuse me, 6 sacks last week against the Tigers. Crompton, straight drop, looking up top for the fullback. Kevin Cooper just off his fingertips, incomplete, 3rd down.
Boy, tough pass. You get the receiver coming down inside. And the fullback leaking out. So you're going to get the receiver coming in here and almost a natural pick and out and up from the fullback. And you'll see him right there. Just got to lead him a little bit more outside away from the defender.
Hardesty in at tailback. Georgia goes into a nickel look. On 3rd down and 8. Over the middle. Pass batted down.
Good plays and now punting the football away.
Jack Cunningham with a pooch punt that will hit at about the 7 and be down found at the 1-yard line. Good special teams performance. And guess who's down there? Eric Berry.
He is the true definition of a football player. There's no he's a superstar, but you don't get that vibe for him. He gets his uniform a little dirty, you know what I'm saying? Playing on special teams, a lot of guys, you would have to convince them to play special teams. Eric Berry, he wants to play.
The crowd making some noise early as Georgia's backed up to the 1-yard line. Not how you want to start if you're a Bulldog. Cox with a little keeper, he'll get a yard. Joe Cox completing about 59% of his passes on the year, over 1,200
SEC in touchdown passes.
Richard Samuel gets the start at tailback. And some movement up front. Well, we had a couple of body
quarterback. How that could really affect the football game.
Now you're looking at 2nd and 4. Here goes A.J. Green in motion. Little toss sweep. Samuel to the 10-yard line. He'll be about a half.
Well, kind of untrue to how we look at Georgia football. The strength of this this offense has been through the air, throwing it around. Usually you think Georgia, you think of that powerful running game of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Samuel only needed about a yard. I think that'll be good enough from where they're spotting it. If he gets a shade out over the 11, he should have the first down. Eric Berry and Rico McCoy, the two guys that combined for 30 stops last week, combined on that tackle, but they will bring the chains in.
On the Bulldogs, but when the scouts come to interview Rico McCoy, they are in for a treat.
What a stop by Tennessee. Talk about a morale boost. Georgia with that rushing game once again kind of slowing them down. They only needed a yard and got a half a yard.
That's big for the defense when you have that type of momentum swing. You get so hyped up at the start of a game, a couple of big plays in the passing game for Tennessee, and then having to punt the football. Well, it's big for the defense to come up with that stop.
Drew Butler leads the country in punting average at 49.8 yards per punt from his end zone. Nukees Richardson lets it hit. Did it touch him? Georgia thinks that maybe it did. They will say no. It'll be Tennessee football. So Tennessee will have the football at the 29-yard line when we come back, and we'll get a chance to look at the SEC's top rusher, Montario Hardesty, off to a great senior season. Back in a moment. Right here on the SEC Network. This was the punt return moments ago from Nukees Richardson.
Well, it looks like he goes right between his legs. Dangerous play on the part of the true freshman. Nukees Richardson just gets out of the way, and Tennessee going to be set up with some pretty good field position to start this drive, Dave.
Montario Hardesty in at tailback, the SEC's leading rusher, averaging 115 yards a game. The I formation. It's Hardesty spins his way to the 30. Got about a yard on the play. Boykin brings him down. Let's take a look at the Principal Financial Group edge to the game, beginning with Tennessee's offense.
Yeah, for Tennessee, I think it's throwing and catching the football well. Last week, they dropped a lot of passes early in the football game. We know they're going to be able to run the football. In Georgia, defensively, it's to force Tennessee into 3rd down and long, where Jonathan Crompton has been uncomfortable this season.
Looking at a 2nd down and 9. Here's Hardesty working the left side. Georgia's defensive line stood tall. Darrell Gamble among those in on the play for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
With it.
Bryce Brown checks into the game. That's the fullback Cooper in motion. Crompton. Hit as he throws. Pass is caught by Stocker. He's to midfield. He's to the 45 of Georgia. First down, Tennessee.
Boy, so many people talk about the body language of Jonathan Crompton. Well, guess what, Dave? I like it right now. Senior quarterback, nothing happens. He gets flushed out of the pocket, the eyes down the field, squaring the shoulders up, and hitting Luke Stocker right between the 2 8s. and allowing the big junior tight end to convert the first down and get a little bit of extra yardage.
Flag came out there late at about the 41-yard line, kind of in that defensive area of Georgia. I wonder what that was. Steve Shaw will.
I don't know if this is a substitution penalty.
Illegal block in the back. Number 4 on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. The play will result in a first down, Tennessee.
Said lost yardage at the end of the day when you start tallying things up as a coach and you see, you know, just where you miss certain things or certain opportunities because you're across midfield. That might change the play calling a little bit. Maybe you want to take a shot right now, get yourself a big play after converting the first down on 3rd and long.
It's the 3rd penalty today against Tennessee already. Inside handoff on first down to Bryce Brown. Not much happening. Having you here.
Yes, indeed. I think it starts with the quarterback, Jonathan Crompton. 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception in the last 2 games. Gerald Jones, we think he's going to have to make a big impact today on the outside to soften up this Georgia defense. And then Eric Berry. And what more can you say about him? 3rd in the SEC in tackles, just a phenomenal football player. Remember,
Crompton started last week 2 out of 11. He's off to a good start today at 3 out of 5. On 2nd down, we'll throw it again. It's the fullback Cooper. Breaks a tackle, then lost the football out of bounds. But I think it'll be close to that first down marker. That may be a first down. Darius Dewberry hit him out of bounds or hit him on the sideline. And they will spot it down at the 43-yard line.
Watch the play action here, right here. That motion just going to hold the linebackers and give the fullback an opportunity to get out. What I like is the decision, though, on the play. No delay from Jonathan Crompton, the quarterback. He's throwing it, and sometimes as a quarterback, you start to get that feel a little bit, and the confidence rises. You feel like you can make every throw. Right now, I like the rhythm that Jonathan Crompton's in early.
Well, he had a great 4th quarter last week when Lane Kiffin decided to go for obvious reasons. They were trailing, went to that no-huddle, hurry-up offense, and it got Crompton kind of going a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a carryover.
Well, receivers catch the ball for you. It carries over from week to week.
3rd down. Toss sweep. Hardesty. Georgia strung it out perfectly. Justin Hughes.
Kind of what it feels like to me right now between Tennessee and Georgia.
Cunningham will punt it away. Georgia fields it. Prince Miller at the goal line. Gets it out over the 10 to the 12-yard line, and that's where Georgia will have it. 6:27 to go in the first quarter. Joe Cox getting set to take the field for the 2nd time. On the banks of the Tennessee River, it's SEC football right here on the SEC Network. Georgia and Tennessee, one of the great traditions and sights in all of college football. We're scoreless, 6:27 to go here in the opening quarter.
I like that hat my man was rocking on the boat.
Yeah, we need to get some of those
SEC
up
Network
here,
pub. How about that?
Well, Walshawn Ely in the football game for Georgia at tailback. The Bulldogs decided to take the red shirt off the youngster last week against LSU. Cox back to throw. Pass is high, but caught on the far side. Michael Moore able to bring it in for the Bulldogs. Let's check in with Kara down on the hands. Thank you, Kara. Here's A.J. Green, his first grab. Out to the 28-yard line. Dennis Rogan brings first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ely still in the game. 8 carries, 33 yards last week against LSU at his debut. Play action to Ely. Here's Cox. Is that a grab? I believe Michael Moore may have held on to that. What a grab on the sideline by the senior out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's big time. We're now with 15 grabs on the year. 2nd down and short. Ely with the carry. He will take it close to the 40, and that will be a first down for the Bulldogs. Let's take a look at our impact. Marlon Brown, a true freshman receiver to the near side. First down and 10 Dogs. Cox, a lot of time to throw. It's Moore again out over the 45 to the close to the 47-yard line. Lamar. Georgia has 2nd down and a long 3. Cox again. This time it's Green. That's another first down. The 6'4" or Clemson, being from South Carolina, but he hung in there with Mark Richt and the Bulldogs. Never wavered. Nice throw by Cox to lead Green. Stutter steps, picks up 8 on the play. Eric Berry, you and I have talked about it. There are few, if any, better than A.J. Green in the country at his position. They'll swing it near side, looking for the freshman Rantavius Wooten. They'll say incomplete pass. Tennessee thought for a moment that might have been behind a backwards pass, but it wasn't.
No, that's one Joe Cox, Dave's going to wish he had back. Put a little bit too much mustard on that one, as the old coach used to tell me. Take a little mustard off that, baby. All you want to do in that situation is throw a nice catchable ball out in front of the receiver and allow him to make a play for you.
The third down now and 2.5. Timeout taken by Georgia on a third down with 2:46 to go in the opening quarter. That'd be a good one tonight. I can't wait.
No, it's going to be a good football game.
All right. Crowd making some noise. Third down and a long 2. Cox out of the shotgun. Ely still in the game. Batted in the air. Intercepted by Tennessee. Chris Walker comes up with the interception. The junior out of Memphis, Tennessee. It was a tipped ball in the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Chris Walker comes up with the interception, but it was Dan Williams who has been extremely active up front. Right in here, the big fella. Extremely active up front for Tennessee. You see him right there. Nice swim move, getting to Joe Cox. And actually, it's a peel back by Gerald Williams, the defensive end, but it was caused by Dan Williams. A quick throw by the pressure of Dan Williams.
Brompton, nice play fake, rolls out, pass caught, first down. Quentin Hancock with the reception, but you know, that's the second interception by Chris Walker. He had an interception return for a touchdown against Ohio. So Walker at a defensive end, the coaches say he's just a real playmaker.
Yeah, a lot of activity going on in that front four of Tennessee, but Chris Walker came in. Also, Dave, leading the Volunteers in sacks with 4 this season.
See if this Tennessee offense can get something going after the turnover. Hardesty, the tailback. Some movement. Georgia came in ranked 115th, averaging almost 75 yards a game in penalties, and already today 4 violations against the Vols.
Mix that with the turnovers, and you got a 3-2 record, and lucky to be there.
Hardesty, look at him run. Threw a couple of white jerseys, dragging Rashad Jones along for the ride.
You know, he senses that this is his last go-around, his senior season, so why not go out on top and at least pouring everything you have into it. And he's been nothing short of focused this season in running the football. 115 on the ground a game for Tennessee. Montario Hardesty.
He's 8th in the country in rushing, not only leading the league, but in the top 10 nationally. Second down and 5. To Hardesty again, breaks another tackle, gets it down to the 30-yard line. First down, Tennessee.
You know, he and Rico McCoy are pretty good buddies, and Rico introduced his father to Hardesty, who is a more laid-back personality off the field. And when he introduced him to his father, he said, "That's true." You know, he couldn't believe it because he runs way different than his personality is away from the football field. He's looking for the contact and delivering for Tennessee.
Balls will line up in the eye on first down and 10. Here goes Bryce Brown. He breaks a tackle. 2 tackles. Down to the 23-yard line. Bakari Rambo brings him down finally. But Tennessee seems to be running with some passion today.
You know, and to be quite honest, talking to him yesterday, I didn't feel like Lane Kiffin thought he could run the football between the tackles. 2 300-pounders in there, and Cade West and Jeff Owens, and they're undersized with the Sullins brothers, 6'1", 270, and the other at center, Cody Sullins, 6'1", 260. Didn't feel like they could get the push they wanted, but Tennessee having some success running the football between the tackles.
You see that 1 yard rushing a year ago. Can throw that out the window as Tennessee seems to be running and throwing effectively here. But the bottom line is they haven't put any points on the board. We have played 15 minutes at Neyland Stadium. It's the Dogs and the Vols, and we are scoreless. Thank you very much for the update, Rob. Of course, a busy.
They had a little tough time going into Starkville today.
Here it's 2nd down and short. Couple of tight ends. Hardesty in at tailback. We'll get the handoff. Balls forward inside the 20 down to the 19. That will be a 1st down. Andre, how about the Vols? I mean, they have racked up over 120 yards of offense already in just a few seconds outside of 1 quarter.
Well, you know, he wasn't going to just line up to run the football just to run it. He looked at it early. Georgia's kind of packed in. And now I'm going to throw the football a little bit. I had a senior quarterback. I got a little confidence in him. And let's get some confidence early in the game. Then the running game comes with it.
1st down and 10. Here's Brown off the right side. Bryce down to the 16. Darius Dewberry, the senior linebacker out of Fort Valley, Georgia, with his 2nd stop this afternoon. But I want to go back to Crompton for a minute because Lane Kiffin had talked at length with us yesterday about confidence, and he's had to spend a lot of time trying to build the confidence with Jonathan Crompton. It seems like that work has at least paid off today.
Well, a lot of different ways you can do that with a quarterback, and especially early in a football game. A couple of easy throws just to get his feet under him a little bit.
Check off at the line of scrimmage. Bryce Brown in at tailback. And some movement up front. Great starts. Their senior leader, their best offensive lineman out of Riverdale, Georgia. But at 345 pounds, if he moves, you notice. Crompton all day to throw over the middle, incomplete, looking for Luke Stocker. And a flag comes in late, down at the 3-yard line.
Maybe a little bit too much bumping as the receiver was kind of exposed there. Maybe didn't even have to touch it.
Pass interference, number 9 on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
It's on Rashad Jones.
Made contact with the ball in the air.
One of the better safeties, not only in the SEC, but around the country. He is a big-time player for Georgia. This is where, you know, the crowd's kind of getting into this, and this is where you want them quiet a little bit. As a quarterback, got to quiet them down, Jonathan.
So 1st and goal from the 6. Stocker in motion. Crompton all day to throw again, this time through the hands of Gerald Jones. He threw a bullet to the junior, and he couldn't hang on. Take a look at our Papa John's 1st quarter statistics, and really heavily leaning toward the Big Orange.
Yeah, you see it there, the rushing yards dominated by Tennessee in the 1st quarter, passing yards as well. But the penalties, if you can eliminate the penalties and keep yourself out of 1st and 15 or backing yourself up to 3rd and 7, that will go a long way offensively for this volunteer football team.
Play action. Gerald Jones. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Well, they had to have somebody step up in the receiving corps. And you called it, my man, Gerald Jones. Watch the play action. You got to respect the run. Right here, you get all the flow, and now you're outflanked by a receiver sneaking out the backside.
Going after by Daniel Lincoln. It's up, and it is good. So Tennessee, this offense clicking on all cylinders here in the 1st half today against the Georgia Bulldogs. Jonathan Crompton looking all world.
No doubt the play action. He's been on the money, throwing it right out in front of Gerald Jones. Tennessee leads 7-0.
And welcome Welcome back to the Wrangler SEC Game of the Week. Be sure to stay tuned to see which player is selected as the Wrangler 5-star player of the game. Right now, a couple of guys trying to make a case for that. You look at the Tennessee scoring drive. Gerald Jones with a 6-yard TD reception. But how about Jonathan Crompton, 6 out of 9, 93 yards to start this game.
Great start. Now, I got to give you credit. You called it yesterday. You said Gerald Jones has got to have a big game for Tennessee. Who catches the first touchdown pass? Your guy.
Gerald Jones. Brandon Boykin back to return the kick. About 2 yards deep. Boykin has a seam. He already has a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown this year. You can make it 2. Touchdown, Georgia.
Well, you hit me with a haymaker, I'm going to hit you right back with one of my own. How about this? This crease is going to open up big time right there. And a great block. And then it's all Brandon Boykin, the speed along the sideline. Special teams player of the week once already this season for Georgia. And I think you might be able to wrap up another one for that young man.
The sophomore. Well, how do you respond after giving up a touchdown? Well, the answer with a 100-yard kickoff return. That's what Georgia did.
No problem.
Yeah, piece of cake. Just give me the football. Said true freshman. Don't see that very often in your return game. Blair Walsh kicks it off. It'll be Richardson. Mukis. He's got some room. To the 40, and flags come in everywhere. A face mask against the Dogs will add 15.
Yeah, I think this was going to be tack on 15. Like the face mask of Nukes Richardson gets grabbed a little bit.
During the return, personal foul, face mask on the kicking team. That'll be 15-yard penalty added to the end of the return. First and 10.
Let's go back and take a look at the kickoff by Brandon Boykin. Right here, that much from the junior safety of Tennessee.
Here's Hardesty off the right side. This time Georgia bottles him up. No gain on the play.
Running the football, an effective passing game. Want to eat up a little bit of clock as well.
Gerald Jones in motion. Out of the backfield, it's the fullback, Austin Johnson. First down, Tennessee to the 33.5-yard line. His second reception of the season for the sophomore out of Hickory, North Carolina.
The play action right here is causing, the play fake. It's allowing the linebackers to just have to hold inside and holding them just long enough to get the fullback out in the flat. Right there, just enough of it. They can't just go running out there to cover up the fullback, and it's a nice big throwing lane for Jonathan Crompton.
Pass is caught. Denarius Moore breaks a tackle. He's on his way. They will mark him out of bounds close to the front. Oh, they decide it's a touchdown. After discussion, give him 6 for number 6.
Let's take a look at this. Denarius Moore maybe stretching the football just over the pylon. Tennessee trying to line up and kick this extra point before the officials upstairs can take a look at this one. What an athletic play.
Steve Shaw.
Yeah, they definitely have to take a look at this one. But we described this as a prize fight early. Everybody just, two fighters in the middle of the ring just feeling each other out, and then they decided to let's get it on. And right here, Denarius Moore stretching. Look at this athletic play. Oh yeah, no, that's close. And you got to have indisputable video evidence to overturn this one. He's not out of bounds when he takes off. The ball looks like it's over the pylon. I'm going to say touchdown.
And watch his left foot. I believe it's his left foot. It was almost about to touch, and then he like jerked it up just at the last second, so it never hit the ground. The ruling is a touchdown, so it better be something that they visually, indisputably can see.
Yep. You know what I like about it? The hang time.
Yeah.
Well, looks like my hang time when I go to the hoop. How about that? Come on. Well, what I like is the tackle. When he breaks the tackle, gets outside, away from the defenders, and then speed. Look at the hang time. What a great athletic play by Denarius Moore. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, I got to go touchdown.
Yep.
I got to go touchdown. Left foot never hits, and then would he have pulled the string had it been straight up and down from the pylon? I say yes.
Boy, what an excellent play. Excellent play, though.
How about Crompton? He's already hit 6 different receivers today.
After review, the call on the field stands. It is a touchdown.
Boy, this is a receiving core, and we talked with Lane Kiffin and the coaches, Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, yesterday. They put 6 of them on the ground. Watching some film last night of Tennessee, I'll bet all 6 were in the first half. But this is a receiving core that has really bounced back and caught the ball well today.
Daniel Lincoln's point after is up and good. Denarius Moore with a touchdown reception. Gerald Jones with a touchdown reception. And Tennessee leads Georgia 14-7. Boy, if you want to talk about some athletic ability, watch Denarius Moore. That's kind of shocking. I thought Arkansas would give him a game, but it's not much of a game right now.
Hey, they're saying this is our house. They're going to come to our house and run things. Razorbacks look sharp today.
All right, so the Moore touchdown makes it a 14-7 game. Tennessee out in front. Boy, this game kind of a lot of points in a few moments.
First quarter, nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, it turned to the next 15 minutes and all sorts of stuff broke out.
Chad Cunningham will kick it off. Brandon Boykin. Back to return for the Dogs. This time they will keep it away from Mr. Boykin. Actually, he'll pick it up on a hop. Spins out of one tackle. They will mark the ball. Oh, fair catch called for. Didn't see the arm go up. And because of that, as soon as the ball was touched, that's where it will lie. So it's hard to believe. EastInvitational.com.
It's going to be fun. Fun basketball tournament.
Look at the time of possession.
Yeah, dominated by Tennessee.
Washaun Ealey in at tailback. Delay handoff. Ealey got it back to the line of scrimmage. Georgia today rushing the football. 5 carries, 7 yards.
It's been tough going up front. Guys like Wes Brown and Dan Williams playing solid football. Chris Walker, the junior defensive end.
Dan Williams hobbling off. Wes Brown hobbling off. He's been bothered by knee injuries his whole career. Here's Cox under pressure. Throws. That pass is caught by Moore, his 4th catch today. Let's check in with our studio. Rob, what do you got? There, of course, Georgia's still in the mix in terms of a discussion for an SEC East crown, but they got to get it going. Passes dropped out of the 30-yard line by the true freshman Marlon Brown, and there will be a flag that comes in.
Yeah, personal foul penalty, and this may be one of those helmet-to-helmet contact deals, or maybe a forearm.
Don't start. Number 8 on the offense. Therefore, we have no play. Downfield, there is no flag. There was a dead ball.
So there was a violation in terms of a blow to the head,
yes,
but you got to wave it off because it was a dead ball foul back in the line of scrimmage. So basically a free shot for Jansen Jackson.
So none of that other stuff took place. It's like it was there and then it was just erased from our memory.
So now Georgia looking at third down and long, backed up, and the crowd making a lot of noise here at Neyland Stadium. Here's the screen. Champus. He may have got the first down. He did at the 25-yard line.
You know, they try to make anybody miss. Get to the first down marker.
Yeah, fullbacks aren't usually dancing around. That's what I like about the fullback.
Yeah, they like contact and straight ahead.
Here's a toss sweep to Ely. Ely will pick up 3.5, and here comes a flag from deep in the secondary. Dan Williams pulls him down, the senior out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, you've called his name a lot.
Legal block in the back, number 82 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat first down.
Michael Moore, the guilty player for Georgia, so that's going to cost him 10 yards. But I got a chance last year. I was watching some film on Washaun Ely. He is going to be unbelievable by the time he leaves Georgia.
There is Ely. This time he stuffed maybe a yard on the play just to finish up that thought on Ely. Of course, he was a high school over 8,100
yards
I mean,
rushing.
It's disgusting. The
in high school. Yeah, you just no big deal. Just 2,000 yards a year. That's it.
And they could use it if you look at that number right there. 98 yards a game for the Dogs on the ground, but they will go to the air, and it's caught by Marlon Brown. Eric Berry was looking like he was coming full speed on the blitz. He backs off now. Berry still up at the line of scrimmage. He's coming. Cox fires out pattern. A.J. Green dancing around. Steps out of bounds back at the 47-yard line. But a first
nightmare for a corner.
First down and 10. Cox will throw again. Throws a bullet over the middle and a rare drop by A.J. Green. He can't believe it. Oh, that's a rarity. Second down and 10. There's a handoff. Thomas makes a man miss. He gets it down to the 41-yard line. That's good enough for a first down. Frazier brings it. Israel Troop checks in at wide receiver. He's to the top of the screen, more to the near side. Georgia works out of the I formation. Here's Ely. Ely down to the 35-yard line. Built back in 1921. It was a, when you think about it, it was just a little facility. Just a little over 3,000 people could get in. And now it's up over 100,000. Of course, only Bobby Dodd Stadium with Georgia Tech. They have posted more wins at their stadium than Tennessee. So Cox, incomplete, looking for more.
Like it. Second down and medium, 2nd and 4. Nobody's there. Don't try to force one. You can convert on. He's played some excellent football for the Bulldogs.
12th play of this drive coming up for the Dogs. It is 3rd down and 4. Another all-out blitz. Cox just has to throw it up. Cox pushed all the way back to his own 40-yard line.
Yeah, the Volunteers blitz, and he's trying to set a screen to Washaun Ely. And it gets read perfectly by Tennessee's defense. Nowhere to go with the football. You see the blitz coming. He's waiting, but they're right there in the hip pocket of Washaun Ely. Nowhere to go with the football, so throw it away and give our kicker a chance to knock one through.
Boy, this will be a long field goal attempt. They will spot it at the 53-yard line.
Thinking like Joe Cox up here.
This is career long, is 53. Blair Walsh, 8 out of 9 this year. Snap's good. Kick is on the way. It is good from 53 yards out.
What you want to do, you don't want to throw an interception or take a sack in that situation. If you're a quarterback, you're thinking, you know, hey, we got a good football, we got a good kicker. Let's give him a chance to knock one through. Georgia draws a little bit closer, 14-10 Tennessee.
On the campus at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. It's our SEC Game of the Week. presented by Wrangler. Dave Neal along with Andre Ware down on the sidelines. Kara Capuano, glad you could be with us in what has been an entertaining first half of football. 14-10, Tennessee trying to win their first SEC game for new head coach Lane Kiffin. You saw some of the numbers there. It was a Boykin kickoff return for 100 yards. It brought a little life to the Bulldogs, and then the 52-yard field goal. We say 52. It was just a shade inside the 53, so officially it will go as a 52, one off the career log for Blair Walsh. Nonetheless, it counts for 3. I say give him 53-yarder.
I agree with you.
Nukees Richardson at the 10. And he is dropped at the 26-yard line. And with that, time for us to head back to the SEC Network studios. Rob.
Guys, in the very first year, unreal.
Auburn has won 4 out of 6 in that series, but it looks like that might stop. Here's Stocker with the first down catch out over the 40 to the 41.
You know, you made a good point earlier when you were talking about Lane Kiffin and your conversation with him and how to settle Jonathan Crompton down. I think when you start a football game and keep him in the pocket, you almost handcuff him a little bit. He's an athletic guy who throws well on the move in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's 3-step drops that get quarterbacks into a rhythm early. Sometimes it's bootleg passes that we've seen him throw on a couple of occasions here in this game.
Stocker comes in motion, but he's been sharp, no question about it. Here's Hardesty. He's been sharp all season, leading the league in rushing. But back to the Crompton thing for a moment. And that, you know, we tend to forget coming out of high school, Andre, he was the second-rated quarterback, only behind Mark Sanchez. I mean, it's not like he can't play.
And, you know, Mark Richt said himself, we recruited him. You know, there wasn't a lot of people around the country who didn't want Jonathan Crompton on their football team. And I think he's just been through a lot. 5 different offenses, 4 offensive coordinators, a lot of football swimming around in that head. You know, somebody's going to get him a good quarterback. I think he's going to be in camp with somebody next season.
Hardesty. Back to the line of scrimmage. You know, maybe Lane Kiffin's onto something here, rolling him out and doing what you're talking about. You look at the first 5 games, struggled early, yet last week came on strong in the 4th, and that no-huddle speed-em-up offense there. And today, I mean, his numbers are off the charts. 9 out of 12, a $153. Come on.
Well, the timing has been off in the passing game. Whether receivers are lining themselves wrong or cutting routes off short, drop passes, it's all reflected. It all goes back in the quarterback's lap.
The fake toss sweep being chased down. Crompton throws back. Gerald Jones with the catch. He's to the 30. Down to the 20-yard line. Rashad Jones finally brings him out. But that time, Jones helped out his quarterback.
How about the throw by J.C.? Number 8, big-time play from Tennessee quarterback Jonathan Crompton. Look at this one, right on the money. Right in the middle of that 4, and the little guy, Gerald Jones, making a nice adjustment to the football. I'm not quite finished yet. And then turning it into a big gain. Look at the reaction of it. Nothing, you know, just even keel right there. I know what I'm doing today.
Gerald Jones having a good afternoon as well, already with 1 touchdown grab. It's first down and 10, Tennessee. Another play action. They'll roll Crompton over the middle. Denarius Moore. It'll be first and goal, Tennessee. It's clicking for the Big Orange.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing execution at the highest level at the quarterback position right now. This is a guy that is absolutely feeling it right here. Play action, going to short roll him. They have got it covered up. We call it a smash route. You've got a sit-down route on the outside and a corner route with a little bit of drag coming from the backside by Denarius Moore. He makes the adjustment with his shoulders, throwing it back in the middle of the field. Excellent play.
200 yards. Another rollout. Back over the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Marsalis Teague and Tennessee. Where have you been all year, Jonathan Crompton?
I think it takes the team of Neal and Ware to come to town, because every time we come in here, he has a big-time game. Watch the play action once again. Going to hold the linebackers and then sneaking one across the back line of the end zone right there. Settling in nicely, Marsalis Teague.
Lincoln's point after. Up and good. If I wasn't sitting here watching with my own eyes, it'd be hard to believe that Jonathan Crompton is putting on a quarterback clinic. 3 touchdown strikes in the opening half. Marcellus Teague with his 2nd touchdown reception of the year. You know, he opened the season with 6 grabs against Western Kentucky, but only had 1 catch since that game. And coaches wanted him to step it up.
Another freshman contributing.
Boykin will take it at the 20. Makes a couple of guys. Smith dropped at the 32-yard line. 2:35 to go here in the opening half. Let's go to our studios. Rob.
What was he on that good, solid football player?
From right here in Alcoa, Tennessee. Here's Cox. Pressure comes. Hit as he throws. Boy, did he get leveled by Eric Berry.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to hold it too long if I see 1-4 coming in. They're trying to set a screen to Richard Samuel, and it's just taking a little bit too long. Right there, waiting. Got to get rid of it. That is a guy that can hit you and make it hurt for a long time.
Richard Samuel to the 37. He'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs, who desperately need to keep their offense on the field right now.
Yeah, Samuel's a good young player himself. He enrolled at Georgia when he was 16 years old in January, and then he turned 17 in just enough time to compete in spring football. So he's a youngster, but he plays big. 6'2", 222 pounds.
A.J. Green to the top of your screen. Pressure comes, and Joe Cox is lit up again, looking for his tight end.
Big fella again.
Charles, and it's big Dan Williams, 325 pounds, laying on top of Joe Cox.
He might not have a lot of tackles, but the big fella inside. Watch the activity up front. Right there, nice swim move. If there's one thing he can do, he can swim offensive linemen, because we've seen it on about 3 occasions today, and he puts that big face mask right between the 1 and the 4 on Joe Cox's jersey. That's got to hurt, Dave.
That was painful. Drew Butler to punt it away. Dennis Rogan, fair catch at the 15-yard line. A flag down back at the 43-yard line. What was that? Thank you very much, Rob. Boy, this is a crazy day going on in the SEC. Lane Kiffin and company. By the way, it was a penalty against Tennessee. It'll back them up inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, this is about the worst field position that they've had all game long. So we'll see just how hot they are offensively here.
After the holding during that punt return, carry to Montario Hardesty. Tackle made by Geno Atkins, one of those big defensive tackles. Tennessee, actually Georgia, will take a timeout with 1:23.
We got to bring that back.
The wing T formation is back. Out of the eye. Hardesty. He stopped for a loss of about 4 on the play.
At that last drive he put together, and he was 4 for 4 on the drive. Every one of them play action, holding the linebackers inside, hitting Gerald Jones. You see the play action here, turning his shoulders. Nice pass to Denarius Moore. And then he's going to cap it off right here, back of the end zone to Marcellus Teague, the freshman, Jonathan Crompton. 12 of 15, 205 yards, and of those 12 completions, 7 different receivers. That's spreading the wealth, my friend.
Crompton came in averaging 180 yards per game through the air. 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. 5 of those touchdowns came in the first game. Look at the total yards. Tennessee has completely doubled up the Bulldogs. They'll hand it off again to Hardesty. Breaks a couple of tackles and finally dragged down by Rennie Curran. But it's big.
Well, Tennessee trying to pick up their first conference win of the season as well, get themselves to 500 on the year, and we have had one heck of a first half here.
Blocked out of the back of the end zone. Safety for the Bulldogs. Zach Ritter busting through the line, and Georgia picks up the bonus 2 points.
I tell you, you've got it when you're backed up like that. The message to the deep snapper and the punter: get it out of there, get the snap back.
Boykin stands back at the 25-yard line. The wobbly kick short that will hit. Boykin will pick it up at the 27-yard line. Dancing around and dropped at the 30-yard line. Cox 1 for his last 5 here in the opening half. Steps up, fires over the middle. Pass is caught. A.J. Green. That'll be a first down. Stop the clock with 10 seconds. And so you got one more shot to get you in field goal range, perhaps.
A 5-point turnaround here before halftime.
Joe Cox over the middle. Mike Moore to the 34-yard line. That'll stop the clock. 1 second. I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think it's possible to ground the football without taking a second off the clock. And that's it.
Just couldn't do it. If it's 2 seconds, you got enough time. We'll give him an E for effort, right?
And they got a bonus too. But it was a half dominated by the Tennessee Volunteers. Jonathan Crompton going crazy. 12 out of 15, 205, 3 touchdowns for the Volunteers. Let's check in with Kara.
Coach, very successful first half for Jonathan Crompton. What went right for him?
Well, he played well. He made really good decisions with the ball, and that's what we need to see. A lot of times he went to a second receiver, made a great play on 3rd down. We got to get our special teams fixed. It's 9-0 in the special teams right now. It should be 21-3.
That's one message at the half. What's the other message?
The other message is to keep playing hard, 1 snap at a time. We got to get more turnovers, not turn over.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, Coach Kiffin, I knew he was going to point to that special team situation as the big halftime message for the Vols.
Welcome back to our Wrangler SEC Game of the Week from Neyland Stadium, where the Tennessee Volunteers, in front of the home folks, putting on quite a show after 30 minutes of football. Jonathan Crompton and company leading Georgia 21-12. We are moments away from 3rd quarter action. Dave Neal back alongside my partner Andre Ware. Won a Heisman 20 years ago. And
20 years, huh?
hard to believe. Well, I'll tell you what, Jonathan Crompton has taken his knocks from the Tennessee faithful over the last year and a half or so. But let me tell you something. He has put all that aside and played exceptional football today.
Well, it's a big game, you know, when you look at the rivalry of Georgia-Tennessee and him really stepping up and playing his part in this football game. He's been unbelievable.
Take a look at our first half highlights brought to you by Nike Pro Combat.
Yeah, he set this one up with a first half touchdown or second quarter touchdown to Gerald Jones. They come right back with a kickoff return by Brendan Boykin. He goes the distance, and they knock this baby up, but Crompton, he wasn't finished. He finds Denarius Moore, who finds his way leaping into the end zone, the corner, and then to top things off with a scoring for Tennessee, Marcellus Teague in the back of the end zone. Jonathan Crompton's 3rd first half touchdown pass.
Now, you look at the numbers from Jonathan Crompton, 12 out of 15, Andre, 205, 3 TDs. Perfect half for him. On the flip side, Georgia still can't run the football. They're struggling. They got to get it going. They get the football back first if they can hold on to it. Little pooch kick to kind of control Boykin, who will pick it up at the 20. Sees a little seam out to the 30, and that's where Georgia will set up with their first offensive possession of the second half. Take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Crystal. Nothing like it, and this will show you what kind of offensive output on the ground Georgia had. Just 30 yards on the ground on 9 carries.
Boy, that's tough. And we talked about it at the top. That offensive line has been shuffled around a little bit, but if Georgia's going to go offensively, if they're going to have to do something on the ground, because a lot of their offense built off to play action. You know what? Linebackers don't respect it if you're not running the football.
Monty Kiffin not afraid to blitz today either. We've seen a ton of pressure. Here they come again. Georgia picks it up off the fingertips of the fullback, Sean Chaffis, and let's check in with Kara.
Well, guys, I asked for...
That's where he's most comfortable. And Lane Kiffin, sometimes it takes a little while to find out what your quarterback's comfortable doing. I think he's located what Jonathan Crompton likes to do.
Here's Cox. He's not big on running the football, but we'll have Georgia's biggest gain on the ground today. Savagely. Washawn Ely, I think his forward progress should get him out over the 41. Dan Williams will get credit for that initial hit. And Georgia's not one of these spread type offenses. They're a traditional pro style where the running game is such a key element. Here's Ely. And there's 5 orange jerseys surrounding the football.
And you make a good point, Dave. When you look at Monty Kiffin, we got a chance to talk to him yesterday. A lot of his guys are showing up at the football. They're having fun playing for him. And they gave John Chavis, who is now the defensive coordinator at LSU. You know, we talked to Eric Berry and Rico McCoy. They gave John Chavis a lot of credit about molding their careers in college as well. Kind of happy to play for Monty Kiffin alongside of him.
The I formation on second down, bobbled snap. Cox will just have to heave it, and it is picked off. It is Dennis Rogan. Cox was just trying to throw it out of bounds, and Rogan snapped it out of midair.
Now, he had Ben Martin in his face. And if you're going to throw this one away, you make sure you get it out of bounds and sail it as hard as you can. And Dennis Rogan, that is a gifted interception right into the hands of Dennis Rogan. Right here, you see the missed snap. He's got Ben Martin right in his face. And to add insult to injury, you take a big shot from a guy that big and Ben Martin. But right here, Dennis Rogan, nice job of getting the feet down in bounds.
Swing pass. Zach Rogers still on his feet. Zach down to the 35-yard line. Rennie Curran brings him down.
And once again, that old thing we talk about, turnover margin. Right there, 115th in the country in turnover margin. And I'm going to tell you right now, that will get you beat most Saturday afternoons.
103,261 in attendance today at Neyland Stadium. And off left side, here's Hardesty to the 30-yard line. Georgia's defense played a whale of a game last week against LSU. They're going to need to stand tall right now, right here. I think this is a pivotal part of this football game.
You want to talk about tough? Montario Hardesty is tough. He had his knee drained last Monday, still played last week. And you know what? Still averaging and doing a nice job for Tennessee. The average per carry's not there, but he's one of, I think it's one of those games where 2 yards here, 2 yards there, and then a big play. It's coming.
The rollout pass caught by Gerald Jones to the 20, to the 15-yard line. Boy, some misdirection getting Georgia going in every direction. Rex Miller pushes him out of bounds.
You know, all day long they've been able to do this because Georgia, talking about, you see the play action here and the boot from the quarterback. That's the action that's going to hold the linebackers inside. Got to go with the flow. And right there, they're not rushing for a lot of yards, but they're doing just enough to where you have to respect it if you're the Georgia linebackers. It's getting Crompton outside, creating big throwing lanes, and credit him delivering it on time.
Jones comes in motion. But the handoff will go to Bryce Brown inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line.
With similar styles in Bryce Brown and Montario Hardesty. And a lot of, you know, you look at Bryce Brown, what I like about him is his body lean. A lot of young running backs, they run high. He's bringing the contact. You see the body lean, shoulder pads always over his feet, and they don't lose anything when they bring the true freshman Bryce Brown in and substitute for that young man.
Bryce, the 215-pound true freshman out of Wichita, Kansas, lines up 7 yards deep. Play action to Brown. Compton throws to the end zone. Incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Looking for Gerald Jones in the corner.
You know, it was incomplete, but as Jonathan Crompton playing with a lot of confidence, that ball was thrown before Gerald Jones came out of his break. Corner of the end zone, knew exactly where his receiver was going to end up and try to put one there where only his receiver's going to catch it. Or guess what? We'll come right back on 3rd down.
David Oku checks in, a true freshman running back alongside Crompton.
And you got one-on-one coverage down here at the bottom of the screen.
That's, I think, where Crompton's going. Incomplete. Looking for Denarius Moore. That's exactly what Crompton saw and tried to feed the junior out of Tatum, Texas. Boykin on the coverage.
You see all that congestion inside. It gives you a big throwing lane in which to try to squeeze the football to. Credit Brandon Boykin, because that's a well-thrown football. If he doesn't make that play, it's a completion and might be a 1st down.
Daniel Lincoln from 30 yards out. Daniel 7 out of 9 in the field goal department this year. Snap is good. The hold is good, and the kick is good. Daniel Lincoln, his first 3 of the game. Tennessee has now doubled up the Dogs. It's 24-12 here in the 3rd quarter. Tennessee leading Georgia 24-12. It's our SEC Network Game of the Week presented by Wrangler. And that scoring drive, 36 yards. Daniel Lincoln with a 30-yard field goal. Crompton just 1 out of 3 on that drive, 14 yards. But it was created by the turnover, and Georgia has struggled, -9. Now make a -11 in the turnover department. Worst in the conference, 115th in the country. And opponents have made Georgia pay along the way in that department as well. They have amounted 15 turnovers have resulted in 57 opponent points. Bobbled in the end zone. Boykin will have to take a knee, and he will. Bring it out to the 20. Let's go to our studios and check in with Rob again. Rob.
Dave, Georgia,
Asheville next week, wouldn't it? Make our meetings a little bit more comfortable. Out of the I formation, the Dogs trying to get an offensive spark going. They have 9 special teams points and a field goal today. Ely hit as soon as he got the football. Savion Frazier makes another tackle. Uga, I think that look on his face says it all.
Yeah, and they got him put up today.
Yeah, let the Dogs out.
Let the Dogs out.
Come on.
Maybe what's going on. They're not feeling the vibe from Uga.
Play action. Cox has to step up, dumps it off. That pass is going to be incomplete. They will say incomplete, looking for Rashawn Ely, and he dropped it. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 11 now, and it's hard to win games when you're looking at 3rd down and 7 and more.
Yeah, I thought this was a good call by the officials here. You get the play action and nowhere for Joe Cox to go with the football. Knows where safety valve's located, but you got to make that football move with the ball tucked away in order for that to be ruled a fumble. I think that's a good call by the officials.
Georgia desperately needs a 1st down. A.J. Green at the top of your screen.
He was busy early, but quiet for a long time, Dave.
Pressure comes. Cox behind his receiver. Incomplete.
Well, you got to credit Monty Kiffin for this defensive game plan that he has drawn up. And, you know, we talked to Mark Richt earlier in the week, and he talked about running the football. And I think it's so much you get carried away with, we've got to run the football. And you just kind of start beating your head against one. If the pass is working, that's a way to allow you to run the football. Throw some passes to soften the defense up a little bit. Now, Cox, 3 of his last 12 and 1 interception to go along with it. But you can settle him down. Running the football, Tennessee is on top of that.
Nice tight spiral. Booming kick by Butler. Touched by Rogan. It's a loose football. Who's got it? I think Rogan came up with it. But another booming punt by Drew Butler. There's a mad scramble. Darrell Gamble comes out of there with a helmet, Tennessee helmet in his hand. A 57-yard kick by Drew Butler. Leads the country with a 49.8 average.
Let's take a look at this. And, you know, Dennis Rogan's usually a sure-handed return man. This one kind of gets over his shoulder and he misjudges it. But guess what? Now you got to locate the football, and I thought he did a nice job of kind of redirecting himself to the football and
didn't
covering that baby up. No, it didn't panic.
So here comes Tennessee on 1st down and 10. Hardesty. Maybe a yard. Well, the best in women's basketball are set to hit the stage at the Bryce Brown in at tailback. He will set up to the left of Jonathan Crompton. Crompton 13 out of 18, 219, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Through the hands and picked off. Bakari Rambo to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
This is what played Tennessee last week against Auburn. Drop passes hitting receivers and laying it on the ground. This one pops into the air. And right there, Bakari Rambo, a redshirt freshman, takes it in for Georgia. Guy, you get your hands on the football, Dave. Quarterback hits you like that, you got to catch the football.
Going after is up and good from Blair Walsh. This streak is now at 66 point-afters in a row. Boy, Georgia needed some sort of spark, and they may have gotten it from the Rambo interception. He takes it back 28 yards. It's 24-19 Tennessee. Welcome back to the Wrangler SEC Game of the Week. It is a doozy here in Knoxville, 24-19. It has been kind of a weird, strange game how we've gotten these points on the board, but it's just a 5-point contest with 8:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. There's the man of the moment, the redshirt freshman, Bakari Rambo out of Donaldsonville, Georgia. Just struck with an interception return for a touchdown. And Georgia finally gets a turnover. Off the fingertips of that man moments ago, Zach Rogers. Here's Walsh with the kick. It's a deep kick. Sends Richardson all the way back to the end of the end zone, and Tennessee will bring it out to the 20. Let's go back to that interception, Andre.
Well, it's a simple side right there. Now, just throw it in front of him, throw him a nice catchable ball. You got a big play from your freshman receiver. You throw it behind him. It's a tough adjustment. Gets tipped into the air, and Rambo to the end zone. Now, you put Georgia right back in the football game.
And off left side, here's Hardesty. He'll get 5 on the carry, but this is, I told you, it's been a strange game how we've scored some of these points.
Yeah.
And you look at how Georgia's done it today. 3 on offense, 9 on special teams with a 100-yard kickoff return by Boykin, and then a blocked punt through the end zone for a safety, and now the interception by Rambo.
Well, Joe Cox and the offense, they need to go thank the special teams as well as the defense for keeping them in this one. And now, with a lot of time left in the football game, maybe they can get something going on the offensive side of the ball.
Crompton Throws. It's the fullback, Kevin Cooper, and he is swallowed up by the man of the moment, Bakari Rambo, with a good open field.
Watching film on him, he just kept throwing the football behind receivers, and it was tough catches for him.
That'll be a first down. Luke Stocker with a big grab. Let's go to our studios. Rob. Well, the Tigers trying to do something. You knew that. I mean, they are such a high-powered offense, Andre, among the elite in the country. It was only a matter of moments.
Well, Gus Malzahn, excellent offensive coordinator.
Here's Crompton on first down. All day to throw over the middle. It was only a matter of moments.
Well, Gus Malzahn, excellent offensive coordinator.
Here's Crompton on first down. All day to throw over the middle. Pass caught at the 47-yard line to Narius Moore, who has stepped up big today.
Boy, and this is where Jonathan Crompton has been effective. Play action pass where he's moving a little bit. Even though it's straight back in the pocket, you see Denarius Moore push off, square the route off, and nice and flat where the safety can't make a play over the top. If you round that off, you round it right into Rashad Jones, and it allows him to make a play. But bootleg passes, play action passes, Jonathan Crompton's been on the money. It's when you drop him straight back or out of the shotgun where he's not moving, that's where he tends to struggle a little bit.
That's just weird. I mean, I'd like to get your thought on why that is after this play. Handoff right side, Bryce Brown with a couple of yards. But why do you think that is? It seems like it would be easier not to be moving around.
My friend, I think it takes a doctor and a sofa to figure that one out. I'd make a lot of money if I knew the answer to that, baby. No, quarterbacks are just different. Some are comfortable doing certain things, and I think it's up to a coaching staff and coach to figure that out. It's okay if we're going to move him around, maybe it's a short roll and allow him to throw it instead of a straight back and a straight drop back, because that's where he struggles, is when crossing routes or slant routes, he tends to throw behind it.
Out of the eye, it's the up back, the fullback, Austin Johnson. Get a couple. It helps, I guess. Lane Kiffin played quarterback himself at Fresno State, so maybe he has a little bit of a better feel in that regard.
And as well, you know, June Jones told me a long time ago that you have to figure out a quarterback. Certain balls tail a certain way. Like a receiver coming from your right to left, you throw the football, it might tail a yard to the right. So you can lead that receiver. If you're the route's coming from your left to right, you throw it out in front or right on the receiver, and it actually ends up just in front of him. Everybody and every quarterback's just a little bit different.
3rd and 6 for the Vols. Quick drop, quick hitter. Pass caught, first down Tennessee. Inside the Georgia 40, down to the 38-yard line. That's Nukeese Richardson with his 5th catch of the season. The true freshman out of Pahokee, Florida.
Well, the fans love this kid, and he is electric right here. Sit it down in zone coverage between 2 defenders. Find that nice little soft spot and set your number for the quarterback.
How about this, Andre? That is the 8th different receiver today to catch a ball for Tennessee.
He's getting people involved today and spreading the football around. You know what it's doing? It's driving Willie Martinez, the defensive coordinator for Georgia, driving him crazy.
Hardesty cuts it back. Hardesty to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Tennessee. 39 yards.
Well, we talked about it, Dave. Peck, 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 and then the big one. And there it is, Montario Hardesty. Didn't have a high yard per carry average and came in at 5.5 yards a carry, but it just kept, you know, you stay the course. Take what's there, take what the defense is giving you, and then all of a sudden that opportunity to hit the home run, it's going to present itself.
Point after is up and good by Daniel Lincoln. Montario Hardesty, the leading rusher in the Southeastern Conference, takes it 39 yards.
That video resume.
Getting better and better, isn't it? 31-19, Vols out in front. Georgia, Tennessee on the banks of the Tennessee River, where the Vols lead the Bulldogs 31-19. 4:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Montario Hardesty has put on a show all season. He has been their bell cow offensively. And this time today, kind of the passing game set him up. Usually it's Hardesty setting up the passing game, but Montario 39 yards on that touchdown run, giving the Vols a 31-19 lead. Mangham to kick it off. It's a line drive. Boykin with a 100-yard touchdown return already this afternoon. He's out over the 30 to the 33-yard line. Let's go back to that run by Montario Hardesty.
Boy, let's take a look at it. A zone play where you're going to get blocks, just everybody pushing. It's going to create a nice big lane for Montario Hardesty right here coming backside. But you watch the block of number 40. Freeze it right there. Right there. Watch that block by number 40, Austin Johnson. Just enough of the defender Darius Dewberry to create a nice running lane for the big guy. 16 carries, 46 yards before that one. Now for the day, 17 for 85.
Little throw back. Tennessee read it well. Looking for Green, but he breaks a tackle. That should have been about an 8-yard loss. Green comes up, gets popped. I believe that was Art Evans possibly that hit A.J. Green.
Yeah, Art Evans, solid corner, great instincts.
Let's take a look at our game summary brought to you by Woodmen of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. There's the storyline. Jonathan Crompton with a great afternoon.
Yeah, total yards, you see it, they're dominated by Tennessee. 369 yards of total offense.
Washaun Ealy out of the game. Carlton Thomas in a tailback. But it's Logan Gray, the backup quarterback in. Georgia trying to get a little spark, running a little wildcat. But let's go to Rob.
Dave Aub. No, the Razorbacks think it was over. They put it on shutdown a little bit early.
Here's Moore. On third down and 11, incomplete. Eric Berry on the coverage for the Vols, and the Dogs will have to punt.
They are doing everything they can to try to create some type of running game. Logan Gray coming in the Wildcat formation, trying to carry the football, and then there again, you go back to Joe Cox, unable to connect with Michael Moore, and Tennessee riding a wave of momentum, about 100,000. That momentum is about at 100,000 right now. I don't think anybody in the stadium sitting down.
Drew Butler to punt. His last one went 57 yards. Nearly created a turnover. Dennis Rogan back at his 25. Line drive kick that will hit at the 29. And will be touched by the Dogs back at the 32-yard line. So
that spun like your sandwich.
I wish. Well, time for us to recognize Andrew Jensen from Georgia and Cody Solons from Tennessee as our SEC Network Scholar Athletes of the Game. ESPN Regional Television will contribute $1,000 to Georgia and Tennessee's general scholarship funds on their behalf. Congratulations to those guys on getting it done in the classroom.
No doubt, that's what it's all about.
Boy, you've seen Tennessee hopping around today like they haven't hopped around in a few years around here. They just got this little swagger to them today.
You know, Monty Kiffin, he told us yesterday this was one he was looking forward to. A little more of a conventional offense.
Right. He's tired of seeing these spreads and varieties of the spread offense. Here's Brown off the right side to the 30. Give him a couple on the play. But that's a good point that, you know, you spend a lot of time preparing. And this week it's almost old school type football. It's what they practice against.
You see Wildcat stuff. You see, you know, spread offenses, all different types of things for the last 5 weeks, something different. Now all of a sudden, here come the Georgia Bulldogs. It's like looking in the mirror. Things you've worked on in spring practice, in two-a-day camp. This is a little bit easier to defend, and I think you're seeing it for Tennessee today.
Second down, the handoff. Hardesty. Look at the young man just carry people for a first down. Well, he's carrying 600, 700 pounds on his back for a first down.
This is just about the same as the touchdown run. Play here coming right out the front side. He doesn't cut this one back. It's just to the left side of the formation as opposed to the right. He stays front side with it. And now credit the big guys, both the Sullins brothers up front, Jock McClendon, Aaron Douglas, and Chris Scott. That big offensive line, unbelievable. Last year against Georgia, you see the rushing yard, 1 yard rushing.
Good play action. Bryce Crofton all day. He's going up top, wide open. That will be a touchdown for Tennessee. Gerald Jones, 52 yards. Listen to this place go crazy. One after, up and good. Tennessee fans have been waiting for a day like this in the SEC for a long, long time.
Boy, what a well-designed football play. All day long, Denarius Moore has been coming down in play action and going outside. Watch the move that he throws on the corner at the top. Right here, I'm going to sit on the comeback. I'm fooling you. I'm going to the house. And a well-thrown football from Jonathan Crofton. Excuse me, Gerald Jones. How about this? They're feeling it a little bit. Feeling it a little bit.
Jonathan Crofton is putting on a show.
Clinic. And keep in mind, it was play action with a little bit of a roll. Set your feet and go up top. When you keep him in the pocket, for some reason it just kind of floats behind receivers a little bit. But look at the numbers today. 18 of 24, 301. That number I like right there. 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, you'd like that. Quarterback. Down to the 5-yard line. Here's Boykin. Boykin, and a flag comes in back at the 20-yard line.
Well, this young talent for Tennessee, Dave, starting to rise to the top.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 45 on the receiving team. A penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Boy, let's take a look at that touchdown pass. And Gerald Jones, he sets this up all day long. A little comeback on the outside, comeback on the outside. And now I'm just going to take it, give me the comeback move, and I'm going to the post right there. It's excellent. Freezes the corner. Jonathan Crofton right on time. That's a big-time throw and catch.
A.J. Green, nothing happening. Couldn't shake 3 orange jerseys.
We'll check out the pass right here. Hits his man right in stride. Just a little pull away from Prince Miller, who bit on the little out move, and there's a reaction. No, hey, I just threw my 4th one of the day against a rival football team, the Georgia Bulldogs. Senior quarterback feeling pretty good right now, Dave.
That man's not feeling very good. Mark Ricks. 2nd down and 10. Cox going up top. That pass nearly picked off by Art Evans. Looking for Michael Moore. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Joe Cox, sometimes you get a little bit desperate when you get frustrated, want to hit a big one. And pump fakes and trying to go over the top. And Art Evans, I don't know if There's been better coverage on any receiver today. Excellent coverage by Art Evans. He ain't going to get behind him. He was a 10, 300-meter guy out of high school.
Tip and incomplete. Fourth down. Looking for Sean Chappis. And here comes the punt team, and the crowd is rocking Neyland Stadium.
You know, we were talking with defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. He's talking about the first 4 games. He said, you know what? They ought to have preseason in college. He was joking with us. Yeah, now it's time to start over.
We just now figured this out.
They might have started over right now today. This may be the start over point for Tennessee. That man has called one heck of a football game defensively.
Butler stands in the checkerboard end zone. Nu'Keese Richardson at midfield. Another good kick. Bounces at the 37-yard line. It'll be down at the 38, and that will wrap up the third quarter, which belonged to Tennessee and Jonathan Crompton. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in a moment. Still singing Rocky Top at Neyland Stadium, and why not? Tennessee Volunteers looking impressive, Andre. 38-19.
Well, they have looked good on both sides of the football, both on offense and defense. One of those special teams hiccup.
Lane Kiffin has talked about, you know, trying to don't look at the scoreboard. Let's be as good as we can be on this play, and at the end of the day, we will look at the scoreboard. And he's looking for that first SEC win. And against a rival like Georgia, it's got to feel pretty good. Now, we still have 15 minutes to go.
Looking pretty good, but let's finish the deal is what you're thinking right now, and that should be his message to his football team.
It's like 15 minutes, or it feels like 15 days to him, probably. First down and 10, Tennessee from the 38-yard line. Hardesty bounces forward for about 4. Time to send it back to Rob with an update. Oh my goodness, are they playing some football on the offensive side of the ball in Fayetteville? Hardesty back to the line of scrimmage. Not much happening there, but a lot going on in the league right now. And then when you look at the AP poll in terms of teams ranked in the top 25 amongst BCS Conference, Big 12 and SEC up there. SEC with 3 teams, obviously, in the upper echelon, the elite status.
Yeah. SEC and Big 12, those are the first 2. And then I think you could just kind of, everybody else falls into place.
Here's Richardson to midfield. That'll be a first down for Tennessee. Rennie Curran tracks him down. That is 7 tackles for Rennie Curran, but you hear the new for Nu'Keese.
This crowd really wants to get behind Nu'Keese Richardson, and they'll figure out a way to get him more touches as Tennessee goes forward, because he is one heck of a weapon for Lane Kiffin in this Tennessee offense.
Pretty productive afternoon for Nu'Keese. 71 yards on those 4 carries.
Yeah, they've got a little package where they want to get him the football, get him a little work at quarterback, and their Wildcat look, 2 or 3 plays a game, and they'll line him up in direct snap.
It's like a little movement against Tennessee. Georgia and Tennessee squaring off in a long-standing rivalry that dates back to 1899. Dave Neal, Andre Ware, Kara Capuano. It's our SEC Network Game of the Week presented by Wrangler. Georgia's one of their few sparks has been the Boykin 100-yard kickoff return. But the story today is really a combination of Jonathan Crompton and Montario Hardesty. Bryce Brown with that carry. He gets nothing. Jeff Owens will get credit for the first man on the spot for a tackle. Take a look at our Liberty Mutual play of the game.
Yeah, it's that rollout in the first touchdown pass to Gerald Jones, and that really kind of set the tone for Jonathan Crompton and this Tennessee offense. Got him going, Dave.
It did. It was, you know, we talked about the confidence of Crompton, and Lane Kiffin has spoken too. It's kind of a roller coaster with him in terms of ups and downs, and I think that touchdown, Andre, set him on the right course today.
Happened early enough and really got his feet under him. He's played a heck of a ball game.
Second down and long. Crompton throws. Running left, throwing right. Pass caught by Denarius Moore. That'll pick up about 7.
Let me tell you, that's a tough throw. You're rolling left and you're throwing from one hash mark to the other, and it's on a rope. And able to get there. That takes a little bit of athletic ability right there.
You know, once again, I think it bears repeating in that there have been struggles. I mean, I think a lot of people have wanted a change at quarterback. Lane Kiffin tells us yesterday, I flat out asked him about how long is the leash with Crompton, and he says he's our guy. He gives us our best chance to win, and that's the end of the story.
He understands the system, knows what checks to get him in and out of. That goes a long way in the ball game.
Gerald Jones. That'll be incomplete. And fourth down coming up. Boykin a little bit slow to get up. The corner. Look, he might have a little bit of a hamstring issue the way he was grabbing that right hamstring. There's David Reeves to the right of Jonathan Crompton, quarterback coach.
See it right here, playing press coverage, and they're trying to throw a little quick screen out to Gerald Jones. Pulling Hardesty out to kick out on the corner, and Boykin, who had that big-time kick return for a touchdown, a little slow to get up.
Ron Corson, the head athletic trainer for the Georgia Bulldogs, been there a long time. You know, we both talked about it, and Lane Kiffin mentioned it to us. That, you know, somebody in this receiving corps is going to have to really step up and kind of be the leader of that group. Gerald Jones slow out of the gates due to some injuries.
Well, they were going back and forth, changing in and out receivers, you know, here and there. Gerald Jones didn't even start the season. He was out with a leg injury, a high ankle sprain, and just really getting his feet under him. And all of a sudden, you get Quentin Hancock coming around. Everybody all of a sudden is finding their way to the same page, and they're benefiting offensively.
Cunningham's punt. That will hit into the end zone. That will be a touchback. Georgia will have it at the 20 when we come back, but it has been all Tennessee to this point in the second half. They lead the Dogs 38-19. 38-19, Tennessee out in front. Fourth quarter football, 11:04 to go in the contest. I'll tell you what, this has been a complete performance. Other than a few special team lapses by Tennessee, they've played good football on both sides of the ball today. Georgia needs something. I think if nothing else, just to gain a little bit of confidence. They need some success here. A couple of first downs. That handoff goes to Carlton Thomas, and he'll pick up the first down at the 33-yard line. Joe Cox in the
interception with just -2 yards, -2 yards passing in the third quarter. That is a tough way to make a living on a Saturday afternoon.
Here goes Thomas again. He'll take it to the 37-yard line, brought down by Rico McCoy, who has 6 tackles today. He's coming off a 16-tackle performance last week. Rico McCoy, not the biggest linebacker, 6'1", 220, out of Washington, D.C. Great talking with him yesterday. What a personality.
Oh, my goodness. It was a lot of fun visiting with that young man.
Carlton Thomas. He's out to the 45 4-yard line. That'll be a first down for Georgia.
Yeah, we came in, attempted 8 passes to him. He's caught 7 for 55. We just start thinking about going back there.
There you go, right on cue. Complete. And Andre, I mean, he just needs some help. I mean, they need somebody else to make some plays on offense.
Yeah, Monty Kiffin has done an excellent job. You know, you'll give him 7, 8 receptions, but making it tough for Georgia offensively. And they've gotten nice pressure on Joe Cox as well.
4-man rush. Dump it off to the tailback, Carlton Thomas, and he will be about 1.5 yards shy of the first down marker. Rico McCoy hanging on for another tackle.
You see the master of defense directing traffic. Monty Kiffin.
Cox. Pressure comes, throws it out of bounds on 3rd down and short. Georgia at a point now where they're just going to have to go for it.
Well, you made a good point early. Eric Berry playing in that box. And a guy that can really do a lot of things for you defensively. They decide to blitz him right there. It creates enough havoc for Joe Cox where he's got to get rid of the football, and he throws the errant pass.
Georgia's struggling on the ground, continues.
Well, they're meandering around. Looks like they're coming again.
Good strong throw. Ball bound in the air. Taken away by Eric Berry. Still on his feet. Berry to the 20. Down to the 15-yard line. Look now at our Good Hands Play of the Day, brought to you by Allstate.
Right here, nice play by Art Evans to get his helmet right on the football, and then Eric Berry. Johnny on the spot comes up with it, and he's excellent at returning and picking these off in the air. You see his teammates, they want to throw nice blocks out in front and free him up. Excellent job defensively by Tennessee.
I know a lot of Tennessee fans were wondering if that was an interception. They're going to rule it a catch and a fumble.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call.
Crompton to the air in the corner of the end zone, and feet get tangled up, and there will be a flag.
Yeah, that one's going to be on Prince Miller, the cornerback, working against Gerald Jones. They get tangled, and this is going to be a first, I think, goal-to-goal situation, about half the distance to the goal here for Tennessee.
We'll go back to that. The reason it's important in terms of statistical perspective for Eric Berry is he was only 15 yards shy. 15 yards shy of an NCAA career record for return yards off interceptions. And right now, sitting at 2nd behind Terrell Buckley of Florida State. But it was not an interception. It was a fumble return.
Boy, I tell you what, they use him in a lot of different ways defensively, but he is an excellent football player for Tennessee.
Quick snap, Crompton rolling, firing, pass caught. Big hit right at the 1-yard line by Prince Miller. Gerald Jones just couldn't sneak it in the end zone. Crompton looking for his 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Well, coaches think Gerald Jones is going to be a superstar in this offense. 6 foot, 199 pounds. And let's go back and take a look at this play. You look at it, Michael Moore catches it, turns, and then Art Evans puts his helmet right on the football. But that is definitely a catch and a fumble.
Crompton play fake over the middle. Incomplete. Flag comes in. From 30 yards away. Well, I just looked down at the Georgia sideline. Willie Martinez, the defensive coordinator, just picked up his play sheet. He just threw it in the air.
Pass interference, number 2 on the defense. That penalty will be half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
A little quarterback sneak now, Dave. That's the medicine to get Tennessee well in this situation. get down this close. They played so well inside. Both Sullins brothers, the center and the left guard, Chris Scott, Jock McClendon, and Aaron Douglas, the offensive line for Tennessee. Got to give them credit. They have played an excellent football game up front.
Bryce Brown, touchdown, Tennessee.
Check it out. Talking about the offensive line. Big Chris Scott just caving everything down inside. And Bryce Brown's able to walk into the end zone.
Lincoln's point after is up and good. Everybody getting in on the action today. 45 points today, most against Georgia since the 51-point output in 2006. How did that touchdown get started? How about number 14, your All-American, Eric Berry, out of Fairburn, Georgia, set it all up with the fumble return. Your eyes are not deceiving you, folks. 45-19 in the fourth quarter. Celebrating its 5th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $1.8 million in scholarship monies. Eric Berry with a fumble return. 35 yards on that pickup. And the student section.
He's going to be a little disappointed when he finds out
talking about that.
That was ruled a fumble instead of an interception.
Yeah, they announced it on the big board here that he set a new record. Brandon Smith tripped up at the 25. Time for another update. Let's go to our studios. Rob. And at quarterback is Logan Gray. He will hand it off to Richard Samuel. He gets hit at the 43-yard line, but Georgia's best run of the afternoon. Frazier will get credit for that stop, but a big hit on Samuel.
He started the game, hadn't really carried it a whole lot. They have had problems today running the football, the Georgia Bulldogs. Credit that Tennessee front seven. Playing without Nick Rivez in the middle. Savion Frazier moves inside, and he's played big.
Gray step backs, fires. That pass is caught to Marlon, complete to Marlon Brown. Logan Gray getting some action today. The sophomore out of Columbia, Missouri, also works with special teams. A couple of really talented true freshman quarterbacks that I think Mark Richt really wants to keep that, keep them off the field and take a redshirt year.
Yeah.
Logan Gray, one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete on this team. Let's step up in the pocket. He'll run a little bit. Logan popped at the 45. Twisted around by Rico McCoy and company.
Well, Logan's going to learn well in his favor, but you got to get down. Athletic quarterback like that, that's what he brings to the position for Georgia. A guy that can make some plays with his legs. And oh boy, start sliding.
Not a real good day for Joe Cox. 147 yards, couple of touchdowns, but he didn't get a whole lot of help from anybody. Richard Samuel dropped behind the line by Savion Frazier. That is 8 tackles for Savion. Remember, he's a young man that's having to play, as Andre said, for Nick Rivez, who got hurt.
Yeah, he was an outside, Will outside linebacker, and moved inside. And I'll tell you what, they've added a little bit more speed on the field with that move, putting him in the middle.
Made his first career start last week against Auburn, had 11 stops in that game. There goes Samuel running hard to the 40-yard line.
A knee injury.
The junior out of Farragut, Tennessee, just down the road. Of course, continuing the family tradition. Father a kicker here. He's able to watch, and that young man is an inspiration to a lot of people on this defense. Third down. Batted down.
Guess who?
That wouldn't be 43 in orange, would it?
No, number 14. 1-4. Always around the football. Oh boy, is he a good football player. Watch him up top right there. Number 1-4. Elevating, getting both hands on the football. Now that would have been a nice one. Pick that one off, coming full speed. Nobody between 14 and the goal line.
Fourth down. 5:15 to play. Gray, good strong throw, but behind his receiver, the tight end Aaron White, and it'll be Tennessee football.
And Chris Walker's right in the lap of Logan Gray, which caused that errant throw.
Monty Kiffin's defense came to play today. Back in a moment. Jonathan Crompton will watch the rest of this one with 5:09 to play in the fourth quarter. His club up 45-19. Nick Stevens comes in, his backup. He's completed all 4 of his passes he has attempted this year. The junior out of Flower Mound, Texas.
And he can throw it. He can throw it around. Watched him in practice the opening week of the season, and I'll tell you what, very impressed with Nick Stevens.
Oku with the carry.
Let's take a look at Jonathan Crompton's day. 20 of 27, 4 touchdown passes and the interception. But he got it started to Gerald Jones, little play action. That got the scoring started for Tennessee. And then Denarius Moore breaking tackles, elevating into the end zone. Finds Marcellus Teague in the back of the end zone. 3 touchdown passes in the first half. And the beauty, over the top play action, little give and go. And Gerald Jones catching the 4th touchdown pass of Jonathan Crompton.
That handoff off the left side to Bryce Brown. Let's take a look now at our Wrangler 5-star player of the game, and I'll give you a guess who it is.
Got to be that man. 20 of 27, 310 yards, the 4 touchdown passes. The interception, that one was tipped in the air. Just about a perfect day for Jonathan Crompton.
And you got help in the receiving department with Gerald Jones, 5 catches, 105 yards. You've got Moore with 4 catches, 73 yards. Stocker, 4 catches, 68 yards.
Yeah, 8 different receivers. That's spreading the ball around. And I think this type of game came for Jonathan Crompton at just the right time.
3rd down, handoff to Oku, met at the line of scrimmage. By the way, total offense today, 455 for Tennessee, 239 for Georgia. The Vols are averaging 7.6 yards per play to Georgia's 4.1.
Well, it's been tough going for Georgia offensively. Lane Kiffin has called an excellent game on one side of the football, and Dad's called an excellent game on the other side. Monty Kiffin has been brilliant defensively for Tennessee.
What a game plan he put together. I think it was a great coaching job by Tennessee today.
No doubt about it.
Cunningham to punt it away. Prince Miller will field it back at the 6. His knee hit the ground. They'll say no, but he takes it out to the 14-yard line. 50-yard punt, 4-yard return. Lane Kiffin seeking his first Southeastern Conference victory. 2:57 to play.
Papa John knows.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. We'll see Vandy next week.
Yeah, meeting should be a lot of fun. I'll let you ask the first question. Here's Rashawn Ely. I think Mark Richt just content to run this one out. 45 points, most allowed by Georgia this year. This club has given up 37 points 3 times this season in 3 out of 6 games. It's a back to the drawing board right now for Mark Richt and company. And Andre, I say this, you know, we've harped on the running game, but you're 5 games now, 6 games into the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to change. I mean, if you can't run the ball by now, I don't know, you might get a little bit better, but I mean, you kind of know who you are at this point.
You know who you are, and the strength of the football team, especially offensively. Boy, that was close to an interception. But the strength of Georgia's football team on the offensive side of the receivers. And you might be in a situation where you have to throw your way into running the football. But today they had issues running the football, protecting Joe Cox. A lot of circumstances surrounding their lack of productivity on the offensive side of the ball today.
Third down coming up. Logan Gray still in at quarterback. Here's Ely with a handoff. He gets met and dropped right back at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Chris Walker among those in on the play along with Gerald Williams. Now to bring up fourth down. Here's what I'm going to take away from this game. That Tennessee is getting better each week. And I think that the confidence kind of came out. Even though they lost last week, I think the fourth quarter did a lot to set this team up for today.
Well, keep in mind, it's a young football team. Take away Montario Hardesty, and you've got a lot of young talent for Tennessee on both sides of the football. That talent, Dave, after 5 weeks of football, starting to grow up a little bit, and maybe you're not quite as in awe of the Southeast Conference as you once were to start the season. Those guys now, it's just football to them. They're a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, and they're cutting loose a little bit more. And I think that's what you take away from this Tennessee bunch, is that you're right, they're getting better and better each and every week.
Drew Butler will stand in his end zone to punt it away. We've said that quite a few times today. Wobbly kick. Lucas Richardson will let it hit at midfield. And he will get away. And the ball will drop down at the 41-yard line. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Tennessee, brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, an off week next week, and then usually the third Saturday, but I think it's the fourth Saturday this month. They go to Alabama, who you and I believe they'll be kicking it off here in about 5 minutes.
Might be the best team in the country.
Right.
In my opinion. I mean, two teams, one will get knocked off tonight, either Florida or LSU, but Alabama is playing as well as anybody in the country.
So that's what Tennessee will have 2 weeks to get ready for, and they'll probably need it, as the top rows of Neyland Stadium are emptying out. Not much red and black left in this building. Torian Poole gets a carry to the 46 and stays in bounds, and the clock will continue to run. For Georgia, where do you go from here, Andre?
Well, I think you have to evaluate yourself and not really try. That running the football is what you're used to doing. Maybe this is a different bunch for Georgia this season, and it's going to take spreading people out a little bit more to kind of create the running lanes and the blocking angles in order to run the football. I think they've got quality backs. They'll maybe get Caleb King back next week, but they've got a weapon on the outside, A.J. Green. And I think maybe you ride the receivers a little while in order to soften people up, and that will allow you to run the football.
Oku with the carry with the first down, and that will do it for this one. Mark Richt. This will sting. This will absolutely sting. I asked him about the importance of this game in our meetings, and he said it's very important. It's a critical ball game for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, one is that they're trying to stay in the thick of things in the conference, and in the eastern part of the SEC, and this one going to put them behind the 8 ball a little bit.
There's a look at the story. Georgia goes to 2-2 in league play. Tennessee picking up their first conference win. They go to 3-3 overall as well. So Lane Kiffin picking up his first Southeastern Conference win, and there it is. The shout. Come on, Lane, you can smile. Smile, Lane.
You know what he's thinking about right now?
Alabama.
No, he's thinking about special teams giving up 9 points. Even though they hung 45 on Georgia, coaches always think about what we could have done better. It's like the never-ending search for that perfect round of golf. No matter how good you play, you look at it at the end of the day, you could have played better.
All right. We will step aside, put a wrap on things when we return. Tennessee wins at 45-19. Crompton with a career-high 310 yards, also 4 touchdowns, lead the Vols to a win 45-19. Join us again Saturday at noon Eastern for Georgia at Vanderbilt. The SEC Network Game of the Week presented by Wrangler. Hope you can join us then. Once again, the final score from Knoxville. Tennessee wins it big, 45-19 over the Bulldogs. For Andre Ware, Kara Capuano, and the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long, everybody. We will see you down the road.
Here Saturday afternoon at Neyland Stadium as the Georgia Bulldogs came to town and Tennessee played its best game perhaps of the season. And Coach, congratulations on the SEC win.
Thank you, Bob. It was an exciting day. Starting with the Vol Walk, and the energy was unbelievable in the stadium. We finally gave them something to cheer about, and the band was great. So it was a great day for everybody around Tennessee football.
The offense came out clicking. Jonathan Crompton was razor sharp, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He played really well. We were a little bit slow there the first 2 series, and after that, I believe the next 10 series we scored 7 times, 6 of those being touchdowns. So he played extremely well. But as I've said, you know, he's going to get a lot of credit today, and he doesn't get enough credit when we lose, because that's how the quarterback position is. Guys need to make plays, and you saw that yesterday. And so his numbers ended up being great because he played well, but it's because guys made tough catches and they made runs after catches and made people miss.
You know, Georgia scored 19 points. That's a little deceiving. The defense only gave up 3 of those points.
Yeah, and it was a long field goal. I don't know that I've ever been a part of a game where they never made it past our 34-yard line. So our defense played phenomenal. The defense, as I said after the game, is the storyline of this game, not the offense or the quarterback. It's the defense to take a Georgia team with great players like they have and to be able to hold them to 3 points on defense is really special.
Big win for Tennessee over the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll show you highlights next here on the Lane Kiffin Show.
Crompton fakes a toss sweep, rolls left, fires for the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Touchdown to Marcellus Teague.
Oh yeah, there was we had a bootleg on, and he was actually my 3rd read. He was on a deep over route, rolled out, and nobody covered him. He threw his hand up, so I gave him the ball. I mean, he did a good job running the route and catching it.
Crompton under center, back to throw. Sets up, fires a little seam pass, complete to the nearest. Morey breaks a tackle down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, dives for the end zone, and he's going to be marked out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. No, now they say touchdown. Touchdown, Tennessee. Denarius Moore fought off the tackle, spun down the far sideline, dove for the end zone. There was a moment of hesitation by the official, then he went back up, touchdown, and Tennessee has taken the lead right back.
Like Crompton said, it was F and X where it's zone read or man-to-man. I sit down versus zone. They zoned it up, so I hitched it up. And then I was like his second read, so he threw it to me and then broke a couple tackles and it was touchdown.
3 wideouts to the right, Cox back to throw, sets up, Hennessy throws the ball, batted up in the air and intercepted. Intercepted by Tennessee at the 45-yard line. Gerald Williams bats it up into the air, and it's intercepted by Chris Walker.
Well, it was a 3rd down or whatever it was. We were just going to get a straight rush, and then decided to try to come under my guy, and Dan hit him, and TZ tipped it, so it was just something I had to get to.
Johnson stays in at fullback. A hand to Hardesty going right, cuts it back in the middle to the 30, to the 20, Montario Hardesty sprinting for the end zone, touchdown Tennessee! 39 yards, Montario Hardesty, and the Volunteers answer the Georgia touchdown with a score of their own.
We had a outside zone play called to the right side 16 zone, and you know that they brought the safety down to that side, and the fullback made a great read and cut it back. I followed him. He picked up a great ball for me. I ran the safety to the end zone.
Crompton under center. Fakes to his tailback, rolls right, sets up, fires, winds up, throws long down the field, a man behind the secondary at the 10, at the 5, to the checkerboards. Gerald Jones, touchdown Tennessee, 51 yards. What a play call!
I mean, that was a planned double move. We wanted to stop and go and run a post, and trying to get the safety to bite down on the over route, just like the previous play before to Teague. And Gerald ran a good route, and I just tried to give it up there to him and let him score. And I mean, he ran a good route, and O-line protected well, and it all came out.